Hi guys, this is my very first English video, and before anything else, I want to share why I decided to start. This time, I want to talk to you not as a teacher, but as someone who's still learning, still growing, and trying to be better every day. Not long ago, a parent gave me a feedback about my English pronunciation. She simply pointed out a word where I had misplaced a stress. It wasn't harsh, it was honest. But that feedback became a turning point for me. It sparked a deeper reflection, not just on pronunciation, but on my overall speaking fluency, and more deeply, on a question that had quietly followed me for years. Can I call myself an English teacher if I'm not a native level speaker? What if practical English is not my strongest area? In Korea, the role of an English teacher usually falls into two different paths: test prep instruction or practical English instruction. They are not just different in content, they require completely different skill sets and priorities. In practice, these roles are professionally separated. Most instructors focus on mastering one area, pouring their time and energy into developing deep expertise. And yet, both roles share the same title, English teacher. And that's where confusion begins. I personally believe that, that single title blurs important differences. It would be much clearer and much fairer if we had two distinct names that reflect the reality of these separate roles. I plan to explore this idea in a future video. So, going back to that quiet question, am I really an English teacher? The answer is yes, because I am one of the two kinds of English teachers we need. And in that role, I've reached the top position in my company, recognized as one of the most successful test prep instructors. Even though I knew that answer was yes, I kept asking myself that question again and again, because maybe I had fallen into the trap of the single title. Sometimes I found myself thinking I had to be perfect in both roles. And when I couldn't be, I suddenly lost all confidence in myself. Even those who were once fluent in speaking English can lose their touch if they don't keep training. I knew it, and I knew it had already happened to me long ago. And that's why I constantly felt both guilty and thirsty. Guilty for not maintaining the skill, and thirsty to practice it again. But those thoughts are often covered by another voice in my head. It's okay, you're only confused because you share the same title as conversation teachers. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You're doing your job as a test prep instructor. For a test prep instructor like me, the pressure is intense. We are always racing against the time. Our students' tests are never far away, so naturally, we spend most of our time developing test-solving techniques instead of working on our own speaking or practical fluency. That's our job. And yet, I kept moving back and forth between the two identities, feeling torn for a long time. Then one day, the feedback from the parent felt like an invitation to look deeper into the conflict that I had carried for so long. Since then, I've started dedicating more time to studying practical English on my own. Not because I doubt my expertise, but because I want to become a more complete model for my students. And I want to show them even teachers struggle and grow with effort and with a heart just like they do. We are always working hard to become better versions of ourselves. So here I am making my first English video. I actually started filming this video back in March, but the final version was filmed around Christmas. Because I had a lot of worries and kept re-recording it. In many countries, English teachers are expected to be, of course, clear, but not perfectly accent-free. But in Korea, that expectation can feel a little different. English teachers, including test prep instructors, are often expected to sound native-like. I totally understand where that expectation comes from. Still, I spent a lot of time and kept recording it, wondering whether my pronunciation or fluency would meet those expectations for an English teacher. But eventually, I decided to be courageous because, I believe that English, not as a school subject, but as a real language, is not just about how we sound. It's about what we say and how sincerely we say it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.